be sitting like this.
Okay.
So at normal running,
Is that a setting it's sitting on like that?
yeah, this is the filter. So the filtration and filter is it's what filters your pool. It'll be running at that anytime that it's just
Come on
going.
over, Jace. You're gonna have to know this too.
So give it a couple minutes. I know it's kind of hard to see in there, but the water will be going. Let the pressure out of this to show you when the filter's full. So good.
What's that mean?
Filter's full when it's full of water. It goes like that and it'll spray water out the top of this.
Okay.
You don't have to do it every time, just to show you that there's water. Alright, for your heater, it's kind of like just like a house thermostat. If you go down here, make sure the switch is on for it.
Okay. What are we doing?
That's switch is for the lights, I think. Oh, no, no, no.
Sorry, for your heat pump, it's kind of like your house thermostat. You have a button, one button, and then you have your freezers. If you hit this, so it says this is off right now.
Yeah.
If you hit it again, it says cool, and that tells you when it's on. So if you want 85 degrees, 84 degrees, it's up and down. And then once you want it at that grease, just give it a couple seconds and put it on right to kick on.
Okay.
And then the next one would be spa, which is the same thing going on. I don't know what they have to do on. It used to be one used to be a little hotter than the other one, but you don't do that anymore.
So spa doesn't heat it up any faster.
No, it's the same thing. And then after that, you have time spa, which so it'll stay on for a certain amount, and then it'll shut off. But it also, once it reaches up to 21 hours, it'll also shut off.
Okay.
So it's kind of
But spa doesn't do anything different in the pool.
as far as I can tell, it's basically the same thing. It used to get a little hotter, which it might. And then if you hit it again, yes, it's off.
Yeah.
It's straight up off, so it won't kick on. And now, if you hit the full heat, the water's at 69 degrees, and we got it set at 85.
Okay.
So it should turn on here in a minute. Should give it a minute. And it's messing with it. Had it on just a bit ago.
What's that?
It was on just a couple seconds ago. But it should turn right on, keep going. So, I'll show you the rest of it for now. This over here. I think. Alright. So this switch here is the one that turns your pool on and off. So you don't have to hit this every time. Yeah.
Why do you need to turn the pool off?
Anytime you mess with anything over here, you want to shut it off.
Okay.
Because it'll, well, except for your heater, you want it on when you're turning your heater.
Okay.
But say if you want to take this off and look in it, move with that valve, take off this. So anytime you have to do anything with this, you want to shut it off.
Okay.
So this here, black handle's for taking it off and never to put it on. If you put it on with the black handle, it'll gain pressure and it'll either break the handle, break a pipe, or something when you take it back off.
Okay.
So only put it on by hand. In here, you have one of these, which this is brand new. I guess the box just fell away. And it's pretty easy here. You got your little chlorine tabs
Okay.
in there. And there's a little tab I took. It just hangs here, you pull off there, and it just pops right off. Inside of here, there's like little grooves. There's a small one, a big one.
Yeah.
And they just go right down in like that. And
Okay.
this is the same way, because these are good for a whole year, and these go however long it takes for them to go. Every pool is different. These here are good for a whole year, and they're basically the same way. They've got two sides and a little line here. And down inside of here, they actually have the little line right there. So it just slides right in there and latches right on there.
So what is this?
It's a glorified water softener.
So this is a water softener, and this lasts the whole year?
It lasts the whole year.
Okay, so this is a good one. So I
Yes.
got an extra one.
They give you an extra one, and then these here, they give you
How do I know when it's
Six pack.
done?
all I know is they're good for a whole year.
So
Usually they
just
won't
put a
rattle
date
if
on
they're
it.
completely out. And then when you put this on, just remember hand tighten only. Just like that. You sit your little handle back on there. If you kick it on, let's take this here. If it seems like you don't have to do this every time, because sometimes you might get a vapor lock. And you can take this and loosen it. And you'll see water fill up in there. That's how you know when the water's going in there and then going back into the other piece. A little valve on top of this here. It goes from 1 to 8. And this controls how much is actually going into your pool. So if you want more, you just turn it. If you want less, you turn it the other way.
And how do you know if you want more?
I have to give you a little strip so you can get your water tested.
Okay.
It's either way you want it there.
So what do we need to start? Since we're opening the pool and it's dirty and
It's
raining.
every pool's different. I know. Let me try like that. See that that's for it. It'd be quite a bit.
Okay.
Up, see how it's squirting out there now?
So now
So
it's
it's full. So you just close it up. Just like that. And that's how that works. I don't know if that's the rain or if it's good in here. For that there, for your basket, it's pretty easy to empty. So you shut it off again. And over here, you take this off. Take this off here. You don't have to take it all the way off. You just twist and move over. Lift that up. You can pull that out. It's pretty clean. There's nothing in there. But it only goes in one way. So you got the front right on it right there. And it just goes to the front. And it slides right back in. Just like that. And you put that back on there. Put the little knobs back up on top. Just tighten them back down. Just like that. And then you turn it back on and then it should just take right off. And for backwashing, which is the most thing that most people get lost on, is right now you're at filter. That's where you usually be. So to backwash, you just take it and you rotate it all the way back around. So it says backwash here.
yeah.
And then when you turn it on, it's going to spray water out.
Okay.
So I could show you real quick, show you what how it's going to look. I'll start it like that. You can actually put something there and either that hoop and pop it on the back and it'll run it wherever you want, how you want to do it.
And what's that doing? Emptying the pool?
It takes this here and it takes all the dirt out of it, mixes it up, and sprays it straight up the back here.
Okay.
You can look through a sight glass, and right now it's clear because it's clean water comes out of it.
How much of that do you let run out? Or does it stop when the filter's empty?
Once this gets clear right here,
Yeah.
little sight glass, and once it's clear, you shut it off, and then you want to come over to rinse right here. So after it runs for a couple minutes and you see that it's getting pretty clear,
Yeah.
you take it, turn it over to rinse, and what that does, instead of mixing it up now it's going to rinse it all out and spit it all out there. So it'll
Okay.
become it'll start off kind of foggy, and then it'll become clear.
Okay.
And then once it's clear, shut it back off, come over to filter, back to your normal setting, and then you kick it back on. If your pressure's something you're good with, which is usually between 20 and 30 pounds, just making sure the needle didn't move, because it's adjustable. But as long as it's below the red mark, and even if it's under the green mark or above it, you're good, you're fine.
Okay.
Just as long as it isn't over 20 pounds of pressure.
So when it gets more pressure, that means the filter's dirty and you need to clean
means
it
it's all
out.
clogged up. And it
Okay.
needs-
And how often am I supposed to clean that out?
I know when you first start filtering and stuff, it'll take a little more.
Yeah.
Like you say, once a week, just come out here and check it, check your basket, just check your stuff out, and I know you can pick like a Saturday or something, at whatever time you want to do it. After that, it's probably like once a month,
Okay.
so you shouldn't have to mess with it too much.
And with cleaning the pool the first time, I assume it's going to get really dirty.
Oh yeah, but when you're cleaning it the first time, if you're using the robot doesn't go into any of the lines, so it'll just pick it up in the basket and then you dump it out from there. If you're using with the vac pole and the vac end on it,
Yeah.
then you would take this and you can either do waste out, which that basically drains the pool. It'll take it from the skimmer and just shoot it right at the back so it doesn't go into the filter. so you don't have to shove all the stuff into the filter and then drain it right back out of the filter.
Okay.
It'll just shoot it right out the back. So it's up to you if you want to do it through the filter. Let's filter catch it and then filter the filter again. But anytime that you do backwash, you have to put DE back in, which is a bag of white powder that you should have out here.
Okay. If it's in that basket, that's all that I got.
Alright, it'll probably get somebody to bring you some out, but it should be a pretty big white bag. And it's like, kind of looks like flour, kind of. But when water hits it, it just goes away. It's poof, it's gone.
Okay.
So, it's like magic.
So you lost me on that.
So anytime you do backwash, so see how I just showed you how to backwash? That would have took all the powder out. And then what you do is you go over to your skimmer and you pop the lid off of it with this running again. So you have the water being pulled, and as long as you're on filter, back where you're at, and it'll be pulling up water, and then you come over here.
I didn't even look at what's in there. No.
One of your skimmers here. Lift one up. That's kind of nice. So you can either take the basket out or leave it in, however you want to do it. And you'd have your bag. You'd open your bag up. And you'd have 4 scoops of the yellow cup. Which, do you know if there's yellow cup in there? You see one when you're like grabbing the packet?
It's orange thing.
Orange, yellow. But you take 4 of those and you just put them in here, and it'll look like you're just putting a bunch of powder in there. But after a couple minutes, it'll drain it, suck it all down, and it'll go into the pump, and then it'll go into the filter, and it coats the fingers in there so nothing damages them.
Okay.
And then that's it. You're done. And then you check your pressure, make sure you're good, and you're good. You're good.
And that's
So-
running on filter when I do that, not backwash.
Yes. If you're doing backwash, then it'd be shooting the powder right out of it.
Okay.
You're putting in. So anytime you're done with backwash.
And how often do I do backwash? That's
So you
not
should
every
do-
week.
No. I know when you first start out, because, well, now you got rain, so it probably won't be as much.
Yeah.
But I know when it's dry out and you got loose dirt, it blows around and stuff, and it gets into your pool.
Yeah.
And then usually it is kind of like you check it once a week, see, you get the, it changes between pools. But usually it's once a month you can check it, and you don't even need to backwash it once a month sometimes.
Was there screws on that? Oh, you got them? Okay.
Yeah. It's up to you if you guys want to put the screws in there. A lot of our homeowners don't put screws in there.
The question was on that stuff that was in there before we put this guy in there.
It's fine. There's nothing in there. It's
Shannon, you want to get under here? Maybe. Here, you can hold it for me. I think Jason's getting her.
pick that up, put that right in. It's ready to go. It's just sitting there right now.
Well, you want to show them how to put it in?
Mr. Robot.
Here's you guys the screws. I don't know where you want them exactly. Most customers do just take them off and leave them off.
Okay.
It's more convenient. So you can come out here and just undo the lid and you're good. Alright. This guy, pretty basic operation. The new style, the lid comes off. The old style, you had to flip over the whole device and it had bills. Pretty much, it's a vacuum. It sucks stuff up through the bottom, goes into the basket and stays in there.
Okay.
Now I did notice, because I'm not exactly familiar with this style, because it's our new style this year. These do come out. That's what I was looking at up there. They come out just like that for different operation styles. This one here is just a regular screen to catch like leaves, bugs, anything that might be on the bottom of the pool, which is what I'd recommend using right now.
Yeah.
The other one's more of an actual filter, like if you're trying to get small amounts of algae or something like that out.
Yeah.
And they just pop in the exact same way. They come out like the same way. They go in. There's a little notch at the bottom down there they go into, and it just clicks in just like that.
So there's other type of filters you can buy
Yeah.
for algae and stuff.
Yeah, there's a thin filter like this one here is, and then there's an actual like a pool filter kind of style.
Okay.
You'll see that it's up there inside the box I got for you.
When it feeds in, it comes in through the bottom.
comes in through
and
the
then
bottom,
It
it just-
doesn't actually go through here. It'll
Yeah.
come in from the bottom and it'll let water back out through these sides here.
Okay.
When you want to clean it out, the style here looks like you just take it out and kind of empty it, and it's much simpler than our old style. Our old style had a bag on it,
Yeah.
and you had to go like power wash the bag or something like that to get it clean.
Yeah.
But you just put it back down in there. You can either fold the lid down, or as I've noticed, you go like that. It just shuts like that. And the bottom of it's kind of like a little track. It sucks up the stuff through the bottom. Goes like that.
Mhm.
You start it up. All you do is you put it in the water. It'll sync by itself. It should go down. Just
And if you take this and you hit the little power button,
Okay.
this one here, it's all it is.
that's all they all are.
That the other ones you had different settings between hitting the power button. This one here, just power button.
What you use, you hit the power button there. It looks like it has a Bluetooth connection. So
It
might have, like,
does.
different speeds and stuff.
You have to connect it to your phone.
So
It's in the
it looks like it has
instructions in there.
Bluetooth, so you might have like a timer, connections, or speed, stuff like that through your phone.
Mhm.
But basically, all you have to do is hit this button, and then it'll kick on a couple minutes. It'll go around the pool, and what it'll do is that once it gets halfway around, it'll go up the wall. It'll stop. It'll turn around and go back down.
Hey, turn it off.
So it'll continuously be cleaning it.
Okay. And it'll get up on that step.
Yes, it should go up it, down on top of it, go all the way around it, and I know it needs a little bit of water for it to go all the way.
Yeah,
up the
sometimes they
wall.
have a little bit
So
harder
you can
time
have
with
that
steps like that.
It should go up on top of that.
And these steps. will do that.
It might not go in these ones, but those it
I
should.
don't know what I've seen them go up there. I've never.
No, normally they have problems with the plastic steps, but steel steps they normally get too. So you might have to take a brush and just brush it off every once in a while, so you can get to it.
I don't know about these ones, but you probably have to read on the package. But our older ones, the box pieces here wasn't waterproof, and this one here, it don't look like it's not waterproof, but
I mean, they say they are waterproof, but
well, the old ones
water and
were.
electronic.
The old ones would.
Same way.
So all
Okay,
you do-
so I like on the. All right, we'll get that out of the weather. We'll either do an extension cord up to the back porch.
Well, I know if you
put a little bucket
or
over it, like a
something
5-gallon
over it,
bucket or
yeah,
something.
Put a
Most people
bucket
do.
or something over it, be fine. But I mean, the new it looks waterproof because it's got the rubber deal here that keeps it in. It's got the our old ones didn't have it; they just plugged in.
Yeah.
So it does look waterproof though. The
And
bottom of it don't look too waterproof.
What's
but
the different settings you got on there?
for
Looks like there's 3 lights.
it looks
The
like
power
the way
button
this
just turns
works.
on and off. That's all it does.
Okay, so
Alright.
there's no
It
setting.
actually is right there in there.
So, it
It's-
should be
There's a
all right.
There's different settings on there. It's
It's
on
a
the
little different, but
it's
they're
on the
kind of the same.
paperwork up there. It explains it a little bit better.
Okay.
It's 1, 2, and 3. That depends on how many times it does it throughout the week. I guess they got it on a weekly basis. Our old one used to do a day basis.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
it
it
could
would
be day too.
clean throughout the whole day 3 times a day. This one here looks like you just throw it in and kind of forget about it throughout the whole week.
I'm not
and
too sure
it
about
runs
it,
that
but
way.
what it looks like is it looks like it notifies your phone every if you choose an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours,
Okay.
kind of thing, and you can choose it if you want an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It'll notify you when it's done.
Okay.
And this one here
It's fast and slow.
is your speed. So once you hook it to your phone, you should be able to Bluetooth to it and choose what you want, change the settings, stuff like that. And then you got your timer, which obviously is a timer.
Yeah.
When you want to turn on, when you want to shut off,
Okay.
stuff like that. But as in the box itself, so once you do pull it on your phone, set it how you want to set it, and then you just turn it on and off just like that.
Okay. And it's okay to leave it in there for the next couple days, I guess. Is-
Oh yeah, you can leave it there next few couple of days.
Yeah,
Like,
that thing's
it'll be
completely
fine.
waterproof. It's just this here. I'll get like a 5-gallon bucket or something stick on there. It's
It's-
above it or something.
It's just I've seen waterproof ones, but I know our older ones weren't. And
Okay.
it does
Those ones
look
were nice.
waterproof.
They were
though.
just a little bit cheaper than these ones here. These ones here are nice.
Yeah,
I
those
like
ones
them.
are nice.
They didn't have the Bluetooth function at all.
Yeah.
They had one button on them that turned it on, and turned it on how many times you wanted to clean up throughout the day. That's all it did. This one here's got a whole bunch of different settings. That's all it says. A little bit unfamiliar with it. No. This one here looks like a lot nicer and does a lot more. That's what it does right there. It just kind of goes around and
Let's see if it picks up that leaf.
it might get it. It's close enough to it.
Looks like it
Got
sucked it up.
Yeah, I got it. It did. That's all right when they were saying, like, I don't know exactly what would be in there that would hurt it. I don't know.
He told me not to throw it in there.
Who were the Concrete guys or one of our guys?
I don't remember. It was either Concrete guy or Frank.
No, this thing here is designed to clean the bottom. That's what it does.
Yeah.
It makes you not have to manual vacuum clean, which is a hassle and a half.
All right. Do we put something in there the first time to shock it or anything to start the pool other than the chlorine?
We actually, those little chlorine tabs are actually going to do it for right now. So it is shocking it there. I turned it up a little bit because it was a little foggy, but it should clear it up pretty quick.
Okay. Yeah, because we want to. Hopefully, we'll be able to get in there on Sunday. It's okay to run that thing with the solar cover on.
That one, yeah. That one it is, but if you have a player's one, then it's not because it actually uses the top of the water to move around. But that one there actually moves inside the water. So you should have that.
'Cause I don't know anything about how does a solar cover work?
It's kind of like they do have solar heaters for pools and stuff like that too. It's basically the same thing. It goes over the pool and they're a giant square, and then when you put it over there, you just take a knife around it and you cut it to your shape of your pool, or you can leave it as a square, however you want to do it. And sun hits it, heats it up, keeps like leaves and stuff out of it. It's pretty simple. What it's supposed to do is it lays on top of it. It acts kind of like a tarp. Like if you have or a car, where you're in the car and you're not in there for a while, you open the door and it's really hot in there. It's the same purpose. Sun hits it and keeps it hot down there.
Certain side down? Is there a bubble side down or how?
I think it was bubble side down. I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I did it. Yeah, it should be bubble side down. I'm pretty sure.
Does it make a difference if, since it's a square, if we just strung it out over half the pool, does that make a difference that half the pool is going to be exposed, or I guess more surface area, the more it would heat?
It'd work better if it's completely over the pool. I know, I don't know if people get them from, I don't know if we sell them, but they do have a reel, like a giant reel type thing
Yeah.
that those can go on, and you just
Reel it.
twist it up and it'll take it back. But when you pull it up, you need somebody on one side and the other side to pull it up. It's a lot easier than rolling it up. So I don't know if we sell them or where people get them.
All right.
Those would be nice.
So let me spill this back to you, so I know what I'm doing.
You're not going over?
Well, the other question is, do we have two pumps that are off?
Yeah, those look like the skimmers. So you shouldn't have to turn any of these. That one,
So what did that do?
you just opened up your skimmer. Your
So
skimmers
now the skimmers are recirculating now?
now they're actually going something.
Okay, that's
Before
what
they
we
were
want.
off. Now they're actually sucking something.
Okay. Well, I asked that. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the skimmers with.
Yeah.
All right. So I check this, and so I turn it off.
Yep.
Always got to turn it off. Unscrew it. Doesn't come off all the way. Pull it out and dump it. Right. If I want to make sure this filter's working, I can do this, and water shoots out. I don't know why that. Why do we have it on that? Because that's in there, right?
Yeah, it should be.
So we need to turn this off to.
Well, what I have it here for is since you don't have the DE powder, usually when they deliver the DE powder, it's not, you don't have it, I put it on this, DE powder.
Oh, so we don't have the powder?
That's, unless you know about the garage, unless you guys got it.
No, all we got was that box.
That's it. You didn't, like, I know they had a full package, but I think everything was similar here, right?
Full package.
Yeah, like when they steal and all that stuff. Yeah, I know all that stuff.
I don't know, you guys.
We picked it up. We'll get you some out, don't worry about that. But right now, you are getting chemicals in your pool, so it will clear up. You will be catching rocks, leaves, dirt, whatever you catch in there, it will catch it. Right now, it is to circulate. It is on the circulate, so we don't damage it. Because obviously, we won't damage it. So what we'll do is I'll get Frank a call and see if they can run some out here. I'm pretty sure he can do it. So you guys can watch the video.
Okay. All right, but is there instructions on how to put it in? What you're saying is for those scoops.
Yes. That box should have had a yellow cup or an orange cup. It should have an orange cup, and it's a pretty decent sized cup. What you do is you just scoop in there. You don't have to pack it down. You just scoop, full cup, and you just pour it in.
Dump it in the skimmer.
That's it.
And
With
then
it running.
with it running on filter.
Yeah. With
Okay.
it on filter right here. Usually I'll have a marker, and I can actually write 1, 2, 3, and that's the whole step. That's all we're doing.
Okay. So when Frank comes out here tomorrow, he's gonna turn the power off, and he's gonna turn it off filter. He's gonna turn the power back on. He's gonna walk over there, put 4 scoops in it, and then that's it.
That's it.
And that'll fill up these cells or whatever in here.
It'll take a couple minutes to cycle through the line, but yeah.
And then
it fills up the cells in there, the grids with their
Yeah. And once the dirt starts looking, or once that thing starts looking dirty, that means the filter's dirty.
Once this gets up, so
Um,
to tell if the filter's dirty, your little needle
pressure
here,
will go
your
up.
pressure should go up.
Okay. And then to empty the filter, what you do is you turn this off, you turn it on backwash,
Yes.
and you turn it back on, shoot it off until it's clear out there,
Yes.
and turn the power off, turn it back on filter, and add 4 scoops of
Before you turn it back on, once you have it running for a little bit on backwash, you
Yep.
actually want to come over here to rinse.
rinse.
Because
Okay?
with backwash, it's moving the stuff around
Alright.
there and shooting it out. When you hit rinse, then it starts takes a different way and takes it up and it shoots it off that way. And then from that, you need to shut it back off, put it back on filter,
Okay.
and then you go over there, put it in your skimmer, and check it out and make sure it's good.
Okay.
I mean, you could before you put the filter, the powder back in there. If it's down, then obviously you know it took most of the dirt out of there, or all the dirt out.
Okay. And then in here, when do I add chlorine pack? I guess when the chlorine pack is empty, getting close to empty, that's when you switch that, right?
Whenever you put
And this number.
I
so-
got it. Well, we don't really know what to tell you what those because every pool's different. I know most people they usually have it around 2 to 3, but since you're a little foggy, I put you up a little high there, so that way you'll start cleaning up pretty quick.
Okay. And then what's this hose for?
That hose is for your backwater, your backing, like your manual back with your pole. This should be, well, I'll go up there and show you, but you can also use that for your backwash hose here. There should be a little fitting
So
that
you can put
screw onto here.
Okay, so that can take it off.
Yeah,
when
I can take it
backwash
off that
if I
way.
wanna get it away. Otherwise, when I vacuum it, where does it hook onto?
There's 2 ends here. I'll show you this because this is important. There's 2 ends, one end that swivels
Yeah.
and then one end that doesn't.
Okay.
The one that doesn't will go inside the skimmer. And then the one that does will go on the back one, which I'll go up here and show you. Look at it. I just want to make sure you do that. One swivel. And what you do is you take this out. And I don't know if you guys can open it. You can open it, kind of.
I don't know that we're going to use it, so no. So that powder's not in here, you said?
No, it's a big one.
Well,
bag.
you know.
This is your stabilizer. That goes in. You can put that in now if you want. Yeah, you got 2 stabilizers. You only need 1. And that's pH increaser. So if you, there's your little test strips. Tells you what you need in your pool.
Okay.
You just dip them in, and then you just kind of should be a grid. I think it's in the back of this here. There's a little grid that shows you what the strip is. You get each one. One tells you your chlorine, your alkalinity, and stabilizer, all that. So you just pour it out. Look at the back of the box. After you dip it in there, just take a strip, dip it in.
Can you show us how that works?
Yeah.
Walk me through the whole thing. I don't know what I'm doing.
So
These are the other filters for algae
Yeah.
you were talking about?
Yeah, you see how fine they are compared to the other one.
there's instructions, but I'm gonna show you anyway. So it's pretty simple. All right. So open it up. See what we'll do in here. Put my pocket for now. Pretty sure you don't want trash.
Throw it away.
Alright, so what you do is you open it up, pour a little tap here. And you walk over the pool. You just dip it in just like that. Just take a little bit, make sure the lid is on there. Alright, now, if you look here, your pH, it says it's low. If you take it and kind of match it with the color,
Okay.
it kind of looks, it might be, it's a little low, but it's right about there. See, this is your chlorine. It says you have none in it right now,
Mm-hmm.
which it should be pumping some in here. Like if I put this in front of a
Still
turn,
gotta
it should
filter
change.
through and get into the system.
Then your alkalinity, which it looks like around okay. It's where it's going at, between there somewhere. So around okay. And then your stabilizer, which should be 0 because it's still up there.
Yeah.
So other than that, that's pretty much the basics of it. You just
Okay.
top
so you
one
just
there,
put it in there and
bottom
just
one
swish
there.
it around a little bit.
Yep. I mean, you could just dip it in and it work, but just to make sure it gets really on there, you just swish it
Okay.
around. Now if I take,
Yeah, you don't want to test in front of a return.
If I did like this, if it didn't just blow it off, never mind. I was gonna show you the change. But they're all like.
Oh, you were gonna show me the chlorine was
Yeah, I was gonna show
blowing
you
through.
that it is blowing through, but
Okay.
it didn't care, it just blew it off. Alright, so that's how those work. They're pretty simple.